I was losing for the last 7 months. I have blown few accounts of evaluation since my last withdrawal, and this week finally we end up in blue 1.5% on my 100k evaluation, which means $1,500 or a little bit slightly over. And in this video I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it. Now first of all, I stick to my analysis. What I mean by that, I just stick with the analysis and then I didn't deviate from it. And also I've been super patient. That is, I believe, the number one key, if not the top key to be a successful trader: patience. Now, in terms of analysis, you don't really need any fancy indicator, ICT, manipulation, confusion, overstimulation, order block, crazy fancy words. It's all just a waste of time. Here is what you need. You need daily or weekly support or resistance, and then read the candlesticks patterns. That's all you need. I'm gonna show you in this video exactly what am I doing, how I did it, what happened. Let's hop on my screen. I'm gonna show you my Alpha Capital. So first of all, we have a profit. I have to make 10% of profit from 100k because I didn't want the 8% of profit target, but 10%. And we are currently 8,500 away from hitting that profit. You can see here I was actually on 102.8. I didn't get there because I had a few losses. I'm gonna show you here. This is the first, this day I opened a new account, 100k. You can see I entered a few trades: USD CAD, GBP CHF, NZ JPY. The next day, USD CAD, I closed partially on that, and I closed the rest a little bit later. So 2.3 or 2.4% actually from one single trade. And I also closed GBP CHF for 0.5%, actually a little bit more than 0.5%, so it was 0.7%, 0.75, something like that. I had one loss, NZD JPY, I was wrong there, and then this is the rest of the USD CAD. Now, this was on Wednesday. Now on Thursday, I had a loss 1%, which was Euro GBP, and then on Friday I had another loss, which was GBP JPY. I didn't really risk too much on this trade because it was Friday, and as you know, if you haven't been trading for long enough, then just to let you know, on Friday weird things happen on Friday sometime. So, and of course weird thing happened. Trump announced 50% tariff on Europe, which coming in June or something like that, and the market just completely turn around, and it just was one massive candlestick. So I'm gonna show you trade by trade how or why I actually wanted to enter this trade, just behind the thinking, so you can learn something from this video. So this is the Euro GBP. You can see this is a very strong support. You can see it was a support here, it was a support here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. We broke the resistance, we come back here. Let me put this on the whole screen. We come back here, and this is supposed to serve as a support. If you go on a daily, you can see much more clearly what happened. You can see we come to the support, we bounce here, and if I look at the 4 hour, we had a nice bullish shift of structure. So we've been bearish the whole time, blah blah. I tried to trade it here because we already shifted here, but stopped me out once. That was the week before, and then we keep going lower, and then after that we shift bullish, and I entered the trade, and it just went straight to my stop loss. So this was basically very simple loss, and I like to see these losses, believe me or not, because I like to be wrong 100% of the time. Then not 100% of the time, I like to be wrong 100%, and knowing that I was wrong, instead of just something like this will just weak me out and turn around and then went actually into my target profit. So if I see this, it's okay, I was wrong, moving on to the next trade. So it's not as big deal, this one. The reason why I entered this trade also because we had a bullish engulfing, this one. On a 1 hour, you can see this bullish engulfing candlestick. We came back, retest, we keep going up. It looks like we're gonna keep going, but obviously we didn't. We turned around and went into my stop loss. Now, the main reason why I entered this trade is because of this 4 hour structure. You can see we've been bearish, and we turn around, became bullish, and that's when I entered. I give it even very big stop loss below these lows. since I know if we break below these lows, I was completely wrong, and that's fine. So that's Euro GBP loss. Now USD CAD, look at this, is absolutely crazy. I deleted this support here. I had something like this here before. This is absolutely crazy. If I hold it since this trade, right, I only had 1 to 2.3 risk reward. Look at this, 1.8. Did I knew it's gonna go that lower? I didn't. Did I predicting? Did I have the feeling that potentially it can go lower? Yes, because if you look at the daily, the weekly, we are still very much so bearish on a weekly. We retest this bearish structure on bearish resistance. If you look at the daily, I think this was just a liquidity spike, fake out, whatever you wanna call it, and we're gonna bounce from here and continue lower below these lows, and we did. So unfortunately, I didn't hold all the way there, but I did had my 2.3. The reason why is 1 to 2.3 is because I was looking at these previous highs. So I'm thinking, you know what? It actually can bounce. If you look at the 4 hour, it can bounce from these supports. So I closed it. I want to just take my profits because it was just fresh new opening account. I wanted to have some profits for the next week. But if I hold it, it'll be very nice. Next we have GBP CHF. I risk this position a little bit small because we are still pretty much so bullish on a daily, but on a weekly, it's a strong resistance on a weekly chart. And if you look at the 4 hour, you can see we've been bullish the whole time, high low, high high, and then we make a lower high. You can see this one. So we broke below these lows and we came to retest and I entered the trade here. Now why I entered this trade? We came to the resistance again and we had a bearish, let me take this arrow, we had a bearish engulfing on a 1 hour. You can see this candlestick is engulfed. Let me zoom in. It engulfed these candlesticks, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, which give me clear indication that the bears are in power. So when I saw this one, I wait for a little pullback and I entered the trade. And this was nice, 1 to 3 risk reward. And you can see how good I closed it because it just basically came all the way back to the resistance. And now it looks like we're creating another lower high. You can see this one was a high low, high high on the 4 hour. And we engulfed again this previous lows. And looks like we come to retesting. And potentially this might be a good trade for Monday. So what I'm waiting for is to give me entry signal, and I'm potentially gonna enter this trade next week again. And I believe we will see what's gonna happen, but I believe this trade can potentially go all the way down here and lower. But we will see what's gonna happen next week. And this is the JPY. This was the loss. The reason why it was lost because I was wrong, and that's fine. As long as I'm wrong and I lose the trade, it's okay. But if I'm not wrong and I just did my analysis wrong, or I just been impatient, or I just been too in rush, or I got emotional, etc., I don't like that. I'd rather be wrong than just emotionally be attached to the trade or emotionally enter the trade. If you look at the daily, this is a nice support on daily and weekly as well. You can see this was resistance, and then it was resistance, support, some support. If you look at the daily as well, you can see this one. This was resistance. We broke the resistance, tested as a support, made a high, and then we came all the way to the support, which it's supposed to bounce from here and continue, make a new high, right? So it's supposed to do something like this. Boom, 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 and then keep going up. But it didn't. You can see on a 4 hour. Enter this trade because we had a bearish structure on the 4 hour. So let me get this one. We had a low, and then high, high low, high. We came back. I entered the trade because we had a shift of structure on a low time frame, and broke below and just keep going up. So now this trade actually looks like we're creating some head and shoulders. You can see clear here, boom, boom, head, right shoulder, broke it, and now it looks like we're retesting the structure again. So next week, potentially, I'm gonna be entering short. So I'm gonna wait for my entry signal on a 1 hour or 30 minutes, and I'm gonna enter the trade. But this was a L, and that's fine. Sometimes it happens. GBP JPY, I entered this trade, small position because I knew it's Friday. As I said, weird things happen on Fridays. And it did. You can see very, very clean, clear support. And you can see it was resistance, resistance, support, 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 broke the support, resistance, broke the resistance. Now testing as a support. And on the 4 hour, I entered this trade because we became bullish on the 4 hour, came back, retest, and I entered the trade, but you can see it just stopped me out. So I don't know with GBP JPY anymore because it's very unclear where this is gonna go, since NZD JPY and all JPY pairs going very, very similar directions and same way, except USD JPY, that's a little bit different. But other than that, usually they're going pretty much same direction. So this is what it is, what happened last week. I hope you learned some lesson. If you didn't, well, rewind the video again because there is lots of lessons in this video. I'm currently in a profit, so 101,452. I'm planning to get 3% next week, which will get me to 105,000, which is halfway through the evaluation. If it's more, great. If it's a little bit less, it's okay. I can deal with that. Hopefully, we're gonna get funded again in the next few weeks because I lost my account last year, as you know, if you watched my channel before. So hopefully I'll get funded again this year, which actually will be funny because I will get funded exactly the same month or in the same time as I got funded last year. If you like to learn more about trades, when I'm entering trades, when I'm exiting trades in real time, join my Telegram group. The link's gonna be below this video. You can join, it's absolutely free. I don't charge anything until I make $1 million. Then I'm gonna be charging people, you know, to follow my trades. Until then, you're more than welcome to join and win and lose with me, because I'm not gonna be lying to you. You're gonna lose in trading. It's just a part of the game. There's like no winning without losing. So if you're interested, join the link down below, Telegram, and I'll see you there, guys.